Oops. My bad. Forgot to take the mute off. What's up, Vanilla Paints? How's your Sunday going? Yeah, this is the Shazam mini from the Night Models DC Universe miniatures game. Super cool model. That's the look I want. How long have I been streaming? Oh, just a few minutes. We went on at a normal time. Or do you mean in general? Because if you mean in general, been streaming since early March of this year. Yeah, well, majority of this year, we've been streaming. Let's see, because I did like, if I remember right, we did like 2 weeks before Adepticon of this year. Then I went to Adepticon and came back and been streaming regular schedule since then. So the majority of this year. figure out how I want to do this hair, because this hair is... Black hair is kind of tricky. Let's see. Oh, well, they didn't even highlight it on the box art. Lamos. Alright. You know what? Let's do it with browns and see how that treats us instead of trying to do it with grays. I'm not the best at doing black hair with grayscale. Looks like we got some other people filtering in. What's up? Everybody's having a good Sunday so far. I'm liking that a little bit better. Let's see, so we're getting some more people in. I'm going to go ahead and get into Deepbot and set us up our 900 follower raffle. And we're just going to have it running throughout the entire stream. So that can be, the bottle keeps saying stuff on it every so often throughout the stream. Let's see, so we got super dark charred brown. Let's go a little bit brighter. Do I want to do this one or another color? Yeah, let's go with this one. What are we ending? No, we just started. But every 100 followers is a follower milestone, so we have a big old swag bag giveaway every time we hit one of those. So instead of just doing the raffle at like the last 5 minutes, I'm just gonna have it running throughout the entire stream. So we still got like a good like 2 hours 45 minutes of stream left, so don't worry. No worries. Nah, I'm not liking that either. Hey, Seppa Steve, what's up, homie? Shazam with your black hair, making it super hard for me. Oh, I know what we can do. This will look cool. Instead of using grays, you can use some blues. Go a little bit cartoony with it. It'll be a little bit easier. All right. Now what we need to do is start highlighting up all of our yellows. So for anybody who's just joining us, we do have our 900 follower giveaway raffle going on. So all I get to do is just hit exclamation point ticket, space and number of tickets to enter. Got to be a follower to enter in case you're catching us for the very first time. Surprise? It's a big old like hobby swag bag, so it'll be like some bases and some paints and maybe some brushes. Just a whole bunch of like really cool stuff. Usually, like when we started doing the prizes to like hobby oriented stuff instead of just like straight models, kind of wanted it to be a little bit of a system where it was a surprise, so like you wouldn't know 100% like each individual item that was going to be in the swag bags. Because like every time I ask like if people want like a really like if they want models or if they want hobby supplies, pretty much everybody just says hobby supplies, like cool hobby stuff to add to your collection. So that's what we've been doing. I mean, it's one club per ticket with a maximum of 100 tickets. And you get one club every half hour just for watching the show and being active in the chat. And you get 5 clubs for a subscription, automatically 5 for prescription, and you also get 5 for every $1 donated. And the donations also track towards the giveaway trigger, which is every $20 gets another giveaway. So I don't know, maybe we might have a couple of giveaways this stream, who knows. But we hit 900. I guess because we needed, like, at the end of the stream yesterday, we needed like 2 people, I think, and we had 2 people follow while I wasn't live. So we had like 1 last night, and then we had like 1 right before I went live. So I think the name was like Cornelius or Coriolanus or something to that nature. So if you're watching, I appreciate that follow. That was the follow that ticked us over to 900. Appreciate that, Cypress Steve. Thank you. Hope you had a nice Veterans Day yesterday. Yeah. Well, I mean, like, hey, you have a summer place. That's pretty ballin'. Most people just have the one place. Yeah, I had a pretty good Veterans Day. I mean, we had a nice little stream. That was fun. And then my roommate and I went to our favorite little hangout bar here in Austin, Dueling Piano Bar. Which is nice. Hung out for a few hours, listened to some nice music, got some drinks, came home, played Destiny 2. Yeah, we have a really nice one here in Austin called Pete's Dueling Piano Bar. Really fun, popular. Been here for 20 years. It's our favorite place to hang out in town. pretty good. It's pretty good for our first layer of yellow highlights. Really popping those out. You can go to a brighter yellow now. Make this yellow like really stand out. See if I can make this work. Trying to be a little subtle with this yellow because it's so bright. Just trying to catch like just some like major points of detail. Lord Wedge, do you need to be watching? Yeah, you do. I don't do AFK giveaways. Cause I saw you bought tickets earlier. So like if you need to go do something, like I understand, but if you want to actually win, you need to be here at the end of the stream when the giveaway happens. Maui Blood, what's up, man? Dizard, appreciate that. Thank you. Just working on our yellows. Trying to make sure our yellows are nice and crisp, clean, popping. This picture that I have is kind of a reference. It's one of the Alex Ross paintings of Shazam. And he does this really cool thing with the yellows where they almost have like, it's like they shine like they're giving off light. So after we do this layer of this flesh gets yellow, I'm gonna come in and see if I can kind of replicate that a little bit by adding little points of ivory on the yellows to see if I can make them like pop a little bit more, see how it looks. Yeah, I'm liking that. Get a little bit on this little rope thingy. I got the yellows, kind of where I want them. And try to see if I can bring out some more color our reds a little bit and take some of this hot orange from Vallejo Model Air and see if I can kind of get the little like these little like folds in the fabric. Kind of glaze these up a little bit. a little bit more color. Okay. Let's see if I can make this work with this ivory. Get out my super teeny tiny detail brush. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. Really like that. So kind of just a little bit of ivory on this, some of those little highlight spots, really making that yellow just go crazy. Yeah, and leave the boots as is, and leave the stuff on the cape as is, because like I want to delineate different materials. Smell that detail. It is, it has a ton of detail. It's just that the detail is really shallow. Like, with 40K, right? It's a heroic scale. So all the details are like super bold, super embossed, like really deep in cuts, that kind of thing. Whereas like this thing is more of a 32 millimeter like real scale. So all the details are very like shallow, but it's got tons and tons of detail on it. So you just have to work a little bit harder at bringing them out, especially on the face, and like on the wraps on his arms and stuff. Like the detail is just super shallow, so you gotta work a little bit harder to bring it out. Ugh, base, why you do this to me? This is not working how I wanted it to. Ugh. probably have to scrap this thing and just make another one. God damn it. I was trying to make a base earlier. And I was using this like clear plastic, and I cut out a lightning bolt symbol, and I was gonna like seal it with this like super glue stuff, but it just, the super glue wasn't wanting to dry on top of this plastic, and it was just gooping up. So I think I'm just gonna have to make another one, or just use another base that I have. Just use a resin base or something that I have. But as far as Shazam is concerned, I like... Oh wait, I have one last thing to do, because I was going to paint his eyes. Because when he's like empowered, he's got those like white, pure white eyes, glowing white eyes, like the lightning power. Try to get all up in here. There we go. So he's got those comic book white eyes. Just trying to not fuck that up. Dark Angel's coming. I haven't messed with him in a couple of days. A lot of times Fridays is like my day during the week where I don't paint anything. It's like my day completely off. And then yesterday I was super busy, and we were working on this guy on the stream. So I mean, like they're still like to this level right here. Like I haven't really done much to him, so I'll be working on him a little bit tomorrow. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and call him finished. Like where he's at. I don't want to keep messing with him, or I might mess it up. So I'm just gonna let that sit. And now we got to think about what we want to do for his base, because the base that he came with is like super boring. There's just like a little, like, this is the base that he came with, right? Just like some street brick kind of stuff, like super boring, like. And like what I wanted to do with this is kind of make like a stone thing with this, with his like Shazam symbol in the middle, but that just didn't work at all. What do I want to do here? So I would like him to have some, I'd like him to have some like verticality to the base instead of it just being like super flat. Ah, TKO, that sucks, man. Yeah, I used to deal with Spectrum when they were Time Warner Cable, and like after about a year of dealing with their horse shit, I went to AT&T, never looked back. You know what I would have liked to have had is some kind of like Roman pillar kind of a thing, like I thought about buying some from Secret Weapon Miniatures, but I didn't want to wait for it to get here because it would have taken a really long time for them to get it to me. Let's see. Where are these spaces? This one might work. Some of these might work. A couple of these got some nice vertical stuff going on, like those two, like some like kind of city rubble after a big superhero beatdown has gone down, or maybe some supervillain is rampaging and Shazam just now showed up to stop him. Yeah. All right. So what are we thinking? Which base? Left or right? Because they're about the same. Like you can see, there's some nice vertical element to it, so not just like purely flat. So, what do you think? Left or right? I'll go with this one. So let's set him off to the side here. Let's move our Dark Angels around because I don't want to get any spray on them. And some of my sticky tack. Oh, well, you know what I'm gonna do first is let's figure out how we want to mount him. That'll be easier to do. So that way I don't have to like scratch up too much paint when I want to put him on his base. Let's do him right here. fucking hole going on. Let's get on the airbrush here. Primer. Spiky Bits, what's up, man? Nice hat, thanks. Think you know where I got it. Arksy, what are we doing? Well, we are painting a base right now. We're priming a base for our Shazam miniature that we've been working on stream. We just finished him up a little bit ago, so he's ready to get based up. We're painting his base. I think most of the people do know where my hat came from, but if you're new and you don't know, I got this hat from Slowfuse Gaming. If you go to his website, slowfusegaming.com, you can order yourself a custom trucker hat that he'll make for you. He also has a pretty baller selection of hobby supplies, and he streams. He's a really great painter. Well, thank you there, Artsy. Appreciate that. This Shazam miniature's been a ton of fun to paint. Wanted to break away from the norm because we've just been doing a whole lot of 40K related stuff. I said, you know what I want to do? I want to paint me a superhero model. And I was looking around, and apparently, like, really the only good superhero models that are out there right now are made by Night Models for their DC miniatures games. They have a DC Universe and a Batman game. They have really nice models. And I was like, oh boy, if they got a Shazam, I want to be all over that. And they do have a Shazam. And what I might end up doing at a later date is getting their Black Adam, because they make a Black Adam model as well. And I have other bases in this set, so if I wanted to, I could have a matching base. And so I could have Black Adam and Shazam kind of squaring off. Where is my uniform gray? Because that's what I want to highlight this rock with. There it is. Just trying to get kind of a dark gray asphalt look going, like this is some city rubble that, you know, superheroes fight in the city and all that. Okay, like how that's looking. Oh, you actually saw the Dark Angels tutorial. That's awesome. I am glad that you actually found that shit, because it is absolutely buried under the YouTube algorithms. Well, I do appreciate that. I am going to be doing some more studio tutorials in the future. It's just been really slow going because I'm super new to like actually making videos. Like streaming, I've got down. Like it's a pretty simple process, you know. Like, and I've been uploading the streams to YouTube. Because we had the Dark Angels studio tutorial for Line Company Dark Angels with the green armor, and then we've been painting the Belial Deathwing, the custom Belial on stream. This guy. So we had our custom Belial that we were painting on stream for the Deathwing portion. So the Deathwing was the live stream, and I've been uploading the live streams to YouTube so you can have like both sides of the coin there. And then I've got like my other Deathwing that I'm kind of working on off stream as my own project. So they're coming along. All right. Let's see. What do we want to do now? Let's get out some metallics. Is there music over? Restart the music. There we go. Alright, because I think it would be cool if this pipe here was like a water main. So we can paint that, and then I've got like some water effects. So we can mix like some kind of, some brown wash with some of that water effects and kind of like have it pooled down in this section right here. So it's like some water that's come out of this pipe and it's kind of dirty. That'll be like an extra little element to it that'll make it look cool. We gotta paint everything else first before we do any of the effects though. Yeah, it's like some people have different like preferences when it comes to stuff like that, especially with the Dark Angels. Like I prefer the super dark greens for Dark Angels, um, rather than the more like kind of primary green that you see a lot of times. Because like in my mind, the primary green is like salamanders, whereas the Dark Angels are more of like a black green. Ah, you're not interrupting, man. It's totally cool. Okay, we'll just like kind of. Let's see. This chain here. For all you people that might be new to Twitch, there's a bunch of great streamers out here. Besides myself, I mentioned earlier, Slow Fuse Gaming. Really, really great streamer. Always puts on a good show. Super knowledgeable. He is definitely a hobby guru. We had our buddy Spiky Bits TV in here a little bit ago. He's another streamer. Does the weekly hobby report for all of your hobby news needs. Also does painting tutorials. He's very much all about the hobby hacks, making your life easier. And we've also got people like Next Level Painting, who does really wild stuff, super good painter, and a bunch of other ones, almost too many to name. I'm trying to think of some people off the top of my head. Just like Genuine Vision, Reiner72, Keyline Prime. It's a great, great community here. Spiky Bits is still here. Yeah, if you're new to Twitch, make sure you check out Spiky Bits. He's the man. Oh, let's see. Lord Wedge. Those are your Dark Angels. Lord Wedge does some cool Dark Angels too. Yeah, his is more of the kind of like Games Workshop Dark Angels. I like to go a little bit darker with mine, but these still look really good. He also uses purple instead of red, which I think is nice. Games do I play mostly? Well, the biggest system that I'm invested in is 40K, obviously. I do love my 40K. I have a bunch of 40K stuff. But I'm also in games, like I like Infinity. I have a couple of factions in Infinity. It's a really awesome game. Beautiful miniatures. I really love their game system. It's great. And I also play Dark Age, which is a skirmish miniatures game from Cool Mini or Not, which is really cool as well. Voodoo Chill. Am I gonna play Necromunda? Yeah, when they come out with more stuff, I will. The stuff they have out now, I'm not really interested in Goliath or Escher as far as gangs go. Like they don't do it for me. So if I assuming they're gonna come out with most, if not all, of the gangs from Necromunda. So I'm waiting for House Delicu and the Adeptus Arbites to come out, because those are what I want. Like I really want the Arbites. The Arbites were always my favorite. But as far as gangs go, Delaque was one that I want. So I mean, it's kind of like Blood Bowl, right? Like if they don't have the team that you want to play right off the bat, it's kind of hard to get into because you don't have any like passion for wanting to buy or build or paint those models. So I'm just waiting for him to get some more stuff out, and then I'll jump into it because I really like Necromunda. I want the models for the gangs that I want to play. I mean, there's nothing that says you can't use the old Necromunda models. Like, if you still have a Necromunda gang from back in the day, you can still use that with the current rule set. Um, I don't have any Necromunda stuff, so getting into the game is a little bit more difficult for me right now. Alright, so we're going to take a little bit of copper and a little bit of our rust from Vallejo. We're going to mix those two together to get us kind of a nice metallic-y rust. And I'm not going to go wild with this because narratively, this isn't Ruins. This isn't supposed to be super old or battered. This is like kind of brand new, right? Like some supervillain just messed all this stuff up. So like the only thing that should really be rusted a little bit is our pipe that was in the ground. So it might have a little bit on there. So we'll just kind of like dab it on there like that, and then we can take our finger and kind of just like streak it off, just so that it's kind of like down in the recesses and stuff. Just do that a couple of times to make sure it's nice and good. Kind of like that. And I mean, like, we can put a little bit on this chain here. Just like teeny tiny bits of it. So I mean, like, thinking like this has got to be somewhere in like Gotham or Metropolis, right? So I mean, like, this stuff isn't going to be brand new. Like, even stuff, go like see like a construction site in the city, that stuff isn't like pristine or anything, but I mean, we're not going to like rust it out like it's been there for a hell of a long time like we would in like 40K. It's just like a teeny bit, kind of like that. Yeah. I mean, the models are great. Like, don't get me wrong. The new Escher and Goliath models are awesome, and it's got me really excited because I know that all the other stuff is going to be that caliber. It's just that, like, as far as wanting to invest in those, I just don't, because I have no passion for doing them. Like, if I was gonna want to paint one of them just to like paint it, like probably Goliath I would have some fun with. But that would be something that, like, if I bought it and painted it, I would probably just resell it because I don't want to keep it. I don't want to play it. Alright, now we need not Wolfang Gray. I want my Celestial Gray. We're gonna do a little bit of dry brushing. Yeah, like right now, as far as like my personal stuff is concerned, I'm working on my like 1,000 points of Dark Angels because I will most likely be going to the Long War Doubles event in California in January, and I will also be going to Adepticon and playing in the Long War Doubles, and we're doing Dark Angels. So I'm playing the Deathwing portion of the Dark Angels So I've got this squad of Deathwing Knights, and then I've got a squad of just normal Deathwing Terminators, and then I'll be painting up the new Redemptor Dreadnought and some cool Dark Angel stuff. And then for that one, I'm going to be doing a lot of crazy stuff. I want to go all out on that thing and make it just look dope. So I'm just slowly working on my Dark Angel stuff to get that ready. And I've also got a commission going on right now that is getting pretty close to being done. So I'm going to try to knock that out and finish it up this coming week, so that I can kind of have all of my painting time free for working on my own stuff. Okay, there we go. Got some nice dry brush on there. For anybody that's just coming in, we did hit 900 followers today. We had our last one follower to tick it over to 900 right before the stream started today. So I have got our celebratory 900 follower raffle going on. Still got an hour and 36 minutes on the timer. It's just exclamation point ticket space number of tickets. It's like one club per ticket. If you don't have any clubs, don't worry, you get one club every half hour for watching the stream and being active in the chat. And you can also gain instant clubs by subscribing, and it's 5 clubs to every $1 donated towards the stream. Yeah, we do have that new Dark Angels codex coming out soon, so we'll have to see what that does for us. I'm hoping it just... all I like really care about is like just some points changes, because right now like the Dark Angels are still working with index points, and so all of their stuff across the board is like more expensive than what like normal Space Marines are working with right now, which is a little frustrating. So I just want, if that's the only thing that happens, I think I'll still be happy. And supposedly the Lion is coming back. Well, so I know for a fact that he is coming back. What is the conflicting reports is that he's coming back with the Codex. And that goes against what I've been told. So if he does come out with the Codex, you know, I'll be happy either way. But my information says that he is not coming out until like first quarter of next year. So all I'm really hoping for with this codex is some just like points free, like some like Deathwing Knights and Terminators becoming a little bit cheaper and stuff like that, like they are in the normal Space Marine codex. War gear becoming a little bit cheaper. Oh, well, yeah, see, for the units with Space Marine Codex, so that's why I was going to ask you, I was like, does that apply to Deathwing? So I don't think it does apply to Deathwing. If it applies to the Redemptor Dread, that might be something I should look at, because I do have the Space Marine Codex, I just haven't really looked at it. I've been using Battle Scribe to make all my Dark Angels lists. So we got the base drawing, we got our scenic realistic water effects, so I'll have that ready. And we'll get out some Agrax Earthshade gloss. Get ready for that. I think all we really need to do after this wash dries is just hit it with another little bit of dry brush, and then dry brush some of these metallics a little bit just to pop them back out, and it'll be ready to go. Oh, Captain Fleshheart. Battlescribe does not integrate the Forge World Adeptus Astartes entries into normal normal detachments for Space Marine Codex. So what you have to do is add the entry for Codex Space Marines, and then whatever detachment you want, and that'll pop up in your Battlescribe. And then what you need to do is go down to the button that says Edit Forces, click on that, the thing will pop up again, then you go to Forge World Adeptus Astartes, select that, and then select like Unbound Army Faction, and it'll add a secondary parent and child flowchart with all of the Adeptus, the Forge World entries, and you can just add it. And it'll count towards your maximum point cost. It just won't add the Leviathan Dread into whatever detachment that you're running for your Space Marines. So you just have to like keep in mind that like if it's filling up I think it's a heavy support. Like if it's filling up a heavy support slot, you don't have like too many heavy supports already or whatever. Yeah, it's kind of a pain, especially since they add Forge World stuff for Astra Militarum. I think they need to update that, because like if you select Astra Militarum, you can still add things like the Vulture gunship in your flyer choices, and I think it also has stuff like the Thunderbolt and those kind of flyers in the actual Astra Militarum thing, which are Forge World entries. So like they need to integrate that with Space Marines, I think. Oh, you got you a Leviathan too? Yeah, I think you showed me this before, because we were talking about the base. I remember looking at that base. Solar Wedge, you're saying that like a squad of like normal ass Deathwing Terminators with Stormbolters, Power Fists, and an Assault Cannon is you can use the point cost for that out of the Space Marine Codex, but Deathwing Knights is still using the index points. Just gonna kind of hold the airbrush over here and just run some air over this. Help it dry a little faster. The Raven Wing to be good again. The anti-bikes edition. I don't know if it's anti-bikes. I think it balanced them so that they're not like the one thing that every Space Marine player needs to have to win. Like, not even going to get into how I feel about Space Marines riding motorcycles, but the whole like Space Marine bikeless stuff was needed to be changed, because that was very exploitive of the rule set in 6th and 7th edition. Oh, okay. Well, that's not a big deal. I mean, I don't think I'll even need to have the list like fully cemented until probably near the end of December or end of January, depending on when the cutoff is for the Long War Doubles event. and I'm pretty sure we're going to be seeing the Dark Angels Codex sometime this month or in December. I think we'll be fine. I don't really think it's going to change much because I can already fit all of that into 1,000 points. So I think even if the points cost change a little bit, it's only going to give me like a teeny tiny little bit of wiggle room. Like, I don't think I'm going to be able to add a whole nother unit of anything in there. Space Marine, like, anything coming. I mean, y'all know how I feel about Space Marines riding motorcycles. Well, the biker units and like the Ravenwing stuff in the previous edition is they've basically got like free invul saves. And then like when you have like these massive units of Space Marine bikers that are like +1 toughness and have all these special rules and these awesome weapon platforms, um, and you have to you just move them like at all as long as they count as being moved. They get like a 4-up invul save because of the whole jink thing. Like it just becomes like ridiculous. It's the same thing that was happening with like the what are they, like the Thunderwolf Cav, like the Bark Stars and all that kind of stuff. It's just like that one thing where people are like, oh, if I just like spam this and then like play it a certain way, it becomes extremely exploitive and like really really hard to play against, and I always win. So like now that Jink is just like it's like a totally different thing, and they're not like OP. Like I'm okay with it. Like because Ravenwing are still like a solid unit. They're not bad. It's just like they're not an easy win button anymore. Which like nobody should have that in this game. Nobody should have an auto win list. Like I don't think that's good for the game. That was the problem with 7th edition is you had all of this like compounding shit where like every single faction, well, I take that back, not every single faction, some factions were just garbage. But like you had all these like factions with you just like if you run this list using this like set of stuff, like this formation or whatever, it's just like a fucking auto win. It's an easy win button, and people shouldn't win this game based on like the models they put on the table. It should be like your skill as a tactician and playing against your opponent and that kind of stuff, rather than just being like, okay, well I brought these models, so we can play this game out, or you can fucking concede because like I'm gonna win. Like you literally can't kill my army. And that was a problem. Like that shouldn't happen. Is you had all this stuff that was just like getting to the point where it's just like these compounding rules loopholes. And as much as I hate to say it, I'm starting to see a little bit of that in the current edition. Like I think Games Workshop isn't learning from their previous mistakes, because we're starting to see good old codex creep coming on with all these new codexes coming out, where people are starting to be able to ignore universal rulebook rules, and then like codexes that have come out previously that didn't get that are getting left in the dust, and I don't like it. Let's see, where is my freaking heavy metal? Here you are. Metals are bright enough now. Yeah, I'm hoping that chapter approve will kind of like reel all that shit back in. Oh, yeah, like, don't take what I'm talking about as like the baseline for the entire game as a whole. Like, there's definitely like the vast percentile majority of people that play this game play it to have a good time, and you only get into the broken stuff when people start looking for the minutest details to win in like the competitive level of stuff. Alright, so let's see if I can make this work. I'm going to take some of our scenic water and some Agrax Earthshade gloss. Not too much. Should check this brush. Looks like it had some junk left in it. Yeah, I do. I was actually having the same conversation with Spec Ops the other night, Rob. I think what we need with 40K is similar to what other game systems do, where they have like a current edition, but it's a living rule set that's constantly updated. And I think that rather than having to pay like money for an army book, you should just pay like a flat like monthly fee or just like a flat fee to be able to access like an online repository slash web build slash army builder like Corvus Belli does, that's like constantly like updated once or twice a month with like rules changes and updates and like unit profile changes to keep the game balanced. And then, like, if you want to have the army books with all the fluff and stuff, you can totally still buy those, because I know there's a shit ton of people that want that kind of stuff. But the main problem, I think, with, like, keeping 40K balanced is the Games Workshop is so set in their ways with, like, having a cycle of codex releases that, like, with each codex, like, inevitably kind of being a little bit better than the one before it, that you have, like the first half of the codexes just become obsolete once the second half of the codexes come out, and then like they have to start the cycle all over again to rebalance the game. And what they need to do is just have like an online resource where they just like constantly upkeep it based on like community feedback and game testing and stuff like that. Like I would, if I had to pay like $60 or like $5-10 a month just to be able to access like a Warhammer 40,000 online rules repository and army builder, I would do it in a second. Just because I know that it's going to be updated once or twice a month, and it's always going to be like the game is always going to be balanced and up to date. Now, I mean, like if you're talking about like just basic ass stat lines and like cards, like unit cards, I think those should either be free or they should come in the box when you buy it. And like you shouldn't ever need the army book to like do anything other than like check point costs or get fluff. Like everything for building an army should either be like free or come with the unit that you buy it. Like Dark Age is a good example that I like to cite, because like if you buy a hero in the Dark Age thing, that little clamshell or box comes with a little playing card that has their entire stat line, all of their special rules, their point cost, and how they fit into an army list. And if those are outdated or get updated, you get those for free on the Dark Age website. You just print it out. And they have like their core rule book, like the core rules are free, but you can buy the core rule book if you want it, or you can get it as a PDF. And they have army books that you can buy that have just like all the fluff, but you don't need those army books to play the game or to, like, you know, to put your models on the table to build an army list. You don't need any of that stuff. All that should be like secondary stuff to like actually buying the models and playing the game. Oh yeah, like if they put an FAQ out for a codex, that should be free. They should have, yeah, of course that should be free. If that's what you're getting at. Yeah, Arxie, I mean, that's probably what they should do. I don't know why they haven't done that with 40k, because 40k is their flagship property. Like, the percentage of people playing Age of Sigmar and the percentage of people playing 40k is like 40k is way up here, and Sigmar is kind of like in the middle. Like, they really need to get on the ball with that kind of stuff. I don't, like, I'm seeing them do like the same stuff as previous 40k editions, but just like in a different manner. Like, it's the same stuff over and over again. Like, they said they were going to get rid of all the codexes and the secondary books and all that stuff, and it's just like they're doing it all over again. It's kind of like a good example is like we were talking about the Dark Angel Codex, right? Like, so if the Dark Angel Codex comes out and it doesn't have the stat line for Lionel L. Johnson, that means that they're going to have like an update for the rules when he comes out, and you're going to have to either like have a like some kind of PDF or something for him when it comes out, or his rules are going to be in some kind of campaign book, so you have to buy the campaign book just to get the rules for Lionel L. Johnson to be able to play him with your Dark Angels Codex, you know. And it's just like it starts that like compounding shit of stuff you need just to play the game, and you shouldn't have to do that. You know, it's just like, and that's cool. The data cards will be in the box, but the problem with the data cards is all they have is like their options and power level. It doesn't come with points cost. It doesn't come with the points for the unit. It doesn't come with the points for the war gear. Like, if you buy like a set of Terminators, for example, since we're using those, like, it'll tell you what their stat line is. It'll tell you that they're an elite choice. It'll tell you like what you are allowed to do to change like the war gear, and it has the power level. But it doesn't tell you how many points that unit is base. It doesn't tell you how many points a Stormbolter or a Power Fist or a Chain Fist or a Cyclone Missile Launcher or an Assault cannon is. You have to have the book for all of that. And then like that's what ends up happening, is you have to have all of these different resources to end up playing the game once we get deeper and deeper into the edition. And it's just going to become a huge mess like it was in 7th edition, where like to play an army the way that you want to play it, you're going to need like the codex, then you're going to need like a rules supplement, and you're going to need like some printout from a fucking White Dwarf, and you're going to need like a data card from this one box, and you're going to have all this shit just to be able to play, and it's stupid. Yeah. I mean, like, they say it's not supposed to be tied to codexes, but inevitably it is. It's always tied to codexes. Alright, I'm gonna see if I can get away with painting the rim of this base while this water stuff dries. It's gonna take a little while. Because I would like to go ahead and just like mount him on the base and give it a matte coat to protect it, but this realistic water is going to take a really long time to dry. So I think what I could do is I could paint the rim of the base, and then separately we can matte coat Shazam. And then once his matte coat is dry, we can like mount him to the base and then just wait for the secret weapon water effects to dry before we do like a matte coat on the base. Because kind of the order of operations here is I'd have to wait for the water effects to dry. Then I would matte coat the base to protect it, and then I would paint on like a really thin layer of secret weapon water effects again, or like paint on some gloss coat to give that water some shine to it so it looks wet, and then it would be done. It's just taking too long to dry. It's a new Dark Angels novel. The only Black Library book that I'm excited about is The War Master. I really want my next installment of Gaunt's Ghosts. Alright. So our base is pretty much done, but like I said, you can see that secret weapon stuff is just going to take a long time to dry. That's just the nature of the water effects. So I'm just going to like set that off to the side. And we can bring Shazam back over here. He's going to fall out. No, he'll be fine. And we'll just give him a matte coat real quick. Make sure this thing is super clean before we put any varnish in it. Make sure there's like no paint particles in this that could taint our matte coat. Oh, okay, Lord Wedge, I got you. That's the gloss varnish. Where is my matte coat? There it is. Cool, Arxie, thanks for stopping by. We'll be back again this coming Wednesday at 8 p.m. Central Time. If you want to catch us, it's our next stream. Got about a little over an hour left on the 900 follower giveaway, so plenty of time to get your tickets in. nice solid coat on him. I was kind of looking at, I think I'm going to do one little extra step just so that his eyes don't look so crazy. I might drop a little tiny bit of blue glaze into those kind of like eye socket areas so it looks more like the blue lightning than just like straight white. Just to kind of keep that look from being too crazy. You do the ticket, you do exclamation point, ticket, and then you type a space, and then you enter the number of tickets, and it's 1-to-1. So you can do, if you want to see how many club points you have, you do exclamation point clubs, and the bot will tell you how many clubs you have, and a single club is worth a single ticket, and you can have a maximum of 100 tickets. Like I said, so like you should be accumulating clubs one every half hour. If you're active in the chat, you just want to make sure the little thing that says you're watching doesn't turn yellow. As long as that's green, you'll be accumulating points. And if you subscribe, you get an instant bonus of club points. And if you donate, you get an instant bonus of club points. Alright, so the airbrush clean. Man. I'm having this kink in my back all day. Does not feel good. Oh, you ever like sleep bad and you get that kind of like kink right between the shoulder blades? It's kind of what I got going on right now. It's just not going away. My vaping on? Let's see, what is this called? I don't think I'm supposed to show it on the stream, but it's called Vapor Beast. And this is Holy Grail RY4. Found this the other day. I have to order all my coils on online because none of the local stores carry them. They're all going to the, it's either like the super cheap e-pins or they want to do like the rebuildable coil setups, and I don't like those. So for my mod, I have to order my coils online, which is fine because they're super cheap. It's like $2 a coil. And the site that I bought them from had their own thing of juice, so I wanted to try some. This one's like a sweet pipe tobacco flavor. Been enjoying it. Lots of like kind of a vanilla-y, kind of a whiskey flavor, kind of, I don't know, it's, I guess that's kind of how I would describe it. Yeah, like you're technically like not supposed to say like the brand name of stuff that's like, if it's like 18 or older, you're not supposed to you're not supposed to talk about it really. And if you're drinking like an adult beverage, you're not supposed to say like exactly what brand it is or show it. Like if I had like a beer can, I'm not really supposed to show the label on stream. Yeah. This one's pretty good though. It's like, because it's different, because like the way that a cigarette or a cigar tastes is different than the way pipe tobacco tastes, because pipe tobacco is usually like super smooth and rich. That's kind of what this tastes like. You've been talking about it. Because I mean, like, I don't know specifically if you can actually like smoke a cigarette on stream. Like, I don't smoke anymore, so doesn't apply to me, but I don't think you're supposed to show that on stream. I think you have to like either like put a banner up so nobody can see you do it, or you have to like walk away from the camera. And if you're drinking, you're not supposed to say like exactly what brand it is. I think you can get around it by toggling your stream as like mature audiences. Like they have to select yes, I'm okay with it, because like, you know, I have to do that because I curse and use swear words and things like that. So I have mine toggled, so I think I'm okay. Yeah, I think the vaping's something different, because like there's other streamers that vape while they're live, and they're like partnered, so I'm sure it's fine. I think as long as you like specifically don't show like the brand label of it on your camera, I think you're fine. And like I can show like the brand label of like the paint and stuff that I'm using, but I'm not supposed to show like the I'm supposed to show like the brand of the vape juice or whatever. Oh yeah, like if you use like swear words and stuff, technically you're supposed to toggle that. Otherwise, you might get in trouble, because then you're not like family friendly. I mean, like I'm not gonna. Like the first couple of weeks I streamed, I tried like censoring myself, and that's just like it wasn't working. Just was not working at all. Alright, let me see if I can find my blue glaze. If I can't find, oh, there it is. If this doesn't work, I can always do something like nilic oxide. Stay open. Yeah, I think that works. Just to get those eyes where they're not like so starkly bright. Just a little bit of like blue around them will work. Yeah, you gotta have the motivation, which is why I like after I started streaming like really regularly, I kind of quit painting so much on my own time. Too much. There we go. That's looking kind of cool. Like they're kind of glowing now. Just like a teensy bit of that nilic oxide on there will do you. Yeah, it's looking pretty cool. Oh, well, I don't know. Like, I don't use separate scenes. Like, everything is just one thing, and then, like, I like to keep it simple. I know some people have separate scenes where it'll like just they can like swap back and forth, but for me, like I don't like dealing with all the new tech stuff, so I just have one scene only and do it that way. And OBS is still a son of a bitch, so just gotta deal with it. This guy mounts it up here. Gonna put just like a little bit of pressure on it so that he'll like both feet will be flat on the ground while this super glue dries. See if I can. Oh yeah. Like the two different communities are worlds apart. I love the community we have on here. Totally different from video game Twitch. Alright, well, there we go. Got him mounted to his cool base. Looking super pimp. So we go. Kind of situated where you can see him a little bit better. About like that. There we go. Change the camera focus a little bit so we can see him in all his glory. the focal point's a little different for when I'm actually painting. There we go. Ah, you would. Just sit on there like you're supposed to. There we go. I just won't touch him. Oh no, Dizer, you're totally fine, man. I don't care about that kind of stuff. This is an Elric's Hobbies base, by the way. I don't think I mentioned that, but I just grabbed it from my bag of Elric's bases that I have. I think it's working pretty good. Because I tend to, like, just me personally, I tend to prefer the bases that have a little bit of vertical element to them. So you can see, like, I've got some of Elric's Death Marsh bases right here. And you can see, like, it's got that little bit of height to it rather than being just flat. So like the difference between, like, this is the base that Shazam came in with the box, and you can see how fucking flat that is. Like, the terrain doesn't even go past the lip of the base compared to this cool scenic base from Elric's. It's got that little bit of height to it, so he seems more heroic standing on top of that rubble. Brands of paint we use? Let's see. On this guy, we used a whole lot of Vallejo paints. I think everything... Let's see. The reds, all Vallejo. The yellows, all Vallejo. We used a little bit of flash skits on the yellows, which is Citadel. For the skin, those are Army Painter. And the hair is Vallejo. We use a little bit of Celestra Gray for the cape. Then we went to a pure white, which was Vallejo. And then on the eyes, we used some of the Citadel glazes and like the Nihilic Oxide. Now that I'm looking at it, I've realized I forgot to do something, so we can work on him a little bit. We used some metallic gold from Scale 75 for his little metal buttons, and I forgot to highlight those, so I need to put a little bit of highlight on them with some, what is this? Elfin gold. I like using the Necro gold for all my gold base coats because it goes on really nice, and it's a nice dark gold. And then we can use the brighter ones like Dwarven Gold, Viking Gold, and Elfin Gold for highlights. There we go, now those buttons are popping more. Yeah, Flash Kits is a really good yellow. It's like if I was doing more earthy yellows, I probably wouldn't use it. But if you want your yellows to be just like really, really vibrant and just like pop off the model, yeah. Flash Kits is great stuff. Yeah, see those buttons are quite a bit brighter now. So what you want to, he's got those nice, like, polished gold. He's got like the one button for his little jumpsuit thing, And then he's got the little clasp for his cape. Scale 75. Their metallics are amazing. Like, I'm never gonna go back to other metallics after using scale color metallics. For the other scale colors, I do like them, but I don't like them as much as I like my Vallejos. Um, I've gotten to where the way that I prefer to paint things is I will use Vallejo model color. Like, here's our dark Prussian blue. I really like this blue. I like to use our model colors for base coats. And then I will go to other paints like our army painters or our game color, game air, game color from Vallejo, or our scale color for like highlighting things, because those colors tend to be a little bit thinner, less densely pigmented, like more vibrant colors you have to work with a little bit more. So for doing like highlights, they're great. But for doing base coats, I like my base coats to just like go on like really fast. Just like base coat that shit, get it out of the way, and then we can go spending time like highlighting up our really thin, soft highlights. And like I know everybody paints a little bit differently. Like just the way that I prefer to paint is like when I want a base coat of something, I want that shit to be like really thin and stick right to the model in like one or two thin coats, like just be 100% opaque. And then when I go to my highlights, I prefer those paints to be a little bit thinner, where you have to work them up a little bit more because you want your highlights to be softer and you want those colors to be more vibrant. So like for base coats, I love my model colors. And then for all my other paints like Citadel and Army Painter and Scale and like Vallejo Game Color, I use those as highlight colors. I haven't really looked into Guild Ball all that much. Um, I think it's just because like Guild Ball, like okay, so like Blood Bowl and Guild Ball are fantasy IPs. I know that they have like some steampunky stuff to them, but like those are still fantasy IPs. And while I do enjoy painting fantasy miniatures sometimes, usually it's like one miniature. Like if I find like a really cool hero, I'll paint the shit out of it. Like I love painting those kind of things. But when it comes to like buying into a system and like collecting a lot of them and painting a lot of them, I'm just not like fantasy doesn't really do it for me. I'm just not that interested in it. Um, like I painted some what was that model? The it was like a corn model from Age of Sigmar. One of the big barbarian guys with the spear over his head. It looks like a fucking death metal dude. Like I painted one of those and I loved it. Like it was so much fun to paint. But I would not paint a whole army of them just because like every time I've tried to get into fantasy and like paint a faction, I've painted like one model and then I've just been like, I don't want to do this anymore. Not interested in fantasy. Yeah, I'm more of a sci-fi. Like when it comes to miniatures, I do prefer the more sci-fi stuff, even if it's like very grimdark, like post-apocalyptic kind of stuff, kind of like Dark Age. I do prefer the sci-fi stuff. Malifaux, yeah, I have. I was actually my roommate was interested in Malifaux, um, and we were gonna each get like a starter box, and I was gonna paint it. So like, there's a lot of stuff about Malifaux that I found interesting, and I would have painted, but we just kind of decided not to get into it really, and so I haven't really pulled the trigger on buying any of it. For last month, for some of the Halloween themed miniatures we did, I did paint a Malifaux brutal emissary, one of their big like 54 millimeter scale guys. I think he was the guild emissary, right? Those are the like the law keepers and stuff, right? Is the guild. So I painted the brutal emissary for a Halloween stream, and I think Pixel Hobo won that, and I sent it out to him. Oh yeah, you're right. I got Hellboy. Get over here, Hellboy. Yeah, so I've got Hellboy, who's quite a bit bigger because he's just a larger scale. Like this Hellboy figure is it's not a game piece, so it's like non-scale, just a nice miniature. But I've got him and Shazam next to each other, and I mean, like, I used a bunch of stuff like on Hellboy, this little rock that he's standing on, that's actually part of the model. He was modeled with that, and so then I found an Elric's Hobbies base that kind of fit the Hellboy theme a little bit, and then I used some Games Workshop bits. Like you can see the old Tyrannid skull standing in for a demon skull, and then that's a vampire count sword from the zombie dragon Terrorgeist kit. There was like some swords and spears laying around, so I just took that sword and had it like shoved into the demon skull, because that's like this sword's something you could see in Hellboy. Like he uses some swords sometimes. So I think like it also kind of like just the shape of it kind of looks like a cruciform. So that also kind of like as a thematic element goes with the Hellboy thing, where he's kind of framed behind the cruciform shape of the sword. Yeah. Outcasts. Yeah, I think I remember what the outcasts are. Like the stuff that I wanted to do, like really spoke to me that I thought would be fun to paint was the death marshals. The death marshals were just like fucking dope. Like the whole like the big long trench coats and the wide brimmed hats with the skull with like the green fire and all that kind of stuff. Like I would have painted. I might still pick some of those up in the future because those seem like a lot of fun to paint. And it's just like even the different styling for these two, like because for Hellboy, I wanted to do like the kind of comic book style where everything is like super, all the shadows and outlines are like really harsh in comparison, and they really stand out. And then like for Shazam, since the model is sculpted like the Alex Ross paintings, I wanted to paint it a little bit like that, so everything's more soft and all of the shadows aren't like super dark and everything. I just wanted to kind of emulate that a little bit. Yeah, the coffin surfers. Yeah, those dudes are dope. Like, because we what I wanted to do was like we each buy like a what do they call them? A crew box, like a starter box, and then we would like play some games and add to it. And so like the crew box that I was gonna buy was Lady Justice with the Death Marshals, and I think my roommate was gonna buy a 10 Thunderers. I don't know what the name is, but that faction, she's gonna get one of their crew boxes. Let's check out these Guild Ball links. Oh yeah, this like jack-o'-lantern guy is kind of neat. Kind of like the ghost dude, like the ghost coming out of the tombstone. That looks really cool. The whole beer lady thing, I'm not really feeling. That's weird, but yeah, these are cool. Yeah, like let me find, because I know that the fantasy miniature that I did is it's on my Facebook for the Jack Clubs page, so I can get a link to that real quick. See y'all. There it is. So that link, that's the fantasy miniature that I did on stream a while back. Oh, I did a Slambo too. I remember painting Slambo. That was a lot of fun. Oh yeah, that was an Age of Sigmar model. Both of these are Age of Sigmar. For the fantasy side of things. I think that's it. Yeah, everything else is either 40k, Infinity, or Dark Age. And then I guess like, no, I wouldn't consider Hellboy a fantasy model. That's like a comic book thing. That's a superhero thing. Yeah, because everything else is has been 40k. Oh no, I painted a Karajan Overlord on stream. I remember doing that. That was the last time I tried to get into fantasy, where I was like, I'm gonna buy a bunch of Karajan Overlord stuff because they're fucking cool. And then I painted one thing. I painted one dude, and I was like, not into it. Like, I'm gonna do a little bit of doctoring on this base because like now that the glue is dry, we've got some of it kind of you can kind of see like right there by his foot you get some of that like super glue that's kind of crystallizing, so I'm just gonna drop some of this Nuln oil on there to like shade that back into the asphalt so people won't see it. I mean, I don't think y'all would have seen it unless I called attention to it, but it's just kind of how I am. There we go. Yeah, so I think that water effect's looking kind of nice, like a shiny down there, like the water's in there. Yeah. Yeah, I think that base is gonna work better. It would have worked better anyways than this one I tried to make. This one did not turn out very good. Even after the glue's dry, it's like, I don't think there's any way to save this. Throw that in the trash. Let's see, we got about half hour left in the show. Like 30 minutes left on the raffle. So anybody that's come in Recently, we're doing our 900 follower giveaway because we hit 900 follows today. So that's a stream milestone, follower milestones. We're doing a like cool hobby swag bag for all of our followers. It's a ticket raffle, so you can check your club points by doing !club or clubs, and it'll tell you how many you have. Then each ticket costs 1 club, and you can have a maximum of 100 clubs or 100 tickets. Excuse me. So if you want to enter, you just do !ticket space number of tickets. So if you want 5, that would be !ticket space 5, and then hit enter, and the bot will do the rest for you. And we've had that running like all stream for all the people, in case they needed to build up some club points to buy some tickets. And it's open only to followers, so if this is the first time you're checking me out, make sure that you hit that follow button so you can be in the raffle if that's something you want to get in. I don't particularly know exactly what's going to go into the swag bag because we like it to be kind of a surprise, but it'll be like some cool bases, some basing materials, like some cool paints, maybe some brushes, stuff like that, like just like a hobby gift bag. Because we used to do models, like it would just be like some really cool model, but like everybody's got like too many models to paint anyways, so we decided that what we would do from now on is just do like some like hobby gift bags, like some cool hobby products to add to your arsenal. Those would be like more useful than just like more models on the pile of models. Cool, see some more people entering. I think if you already entered some tickets and you want to enter like more tickets, all you have to do is just like enter the higher number and the bot will like redo the tickets for you. I can't do less tickets than what you started with, but if you want to add more tickets, like if you started off with 1 and now you can do like 3 or 4 or 5, you can just like add that new number, and if you have the club points, the bot will add the tickets for you. And right now I can say it'll probably it'll either be like from like Elric's, or it'll be from Slow Fuse. Those are the two like hobby supply guys that I like to throw business towards. Because like the whole like we stopped doing the whole system of like I buy stuff and I get it sent here, and then like I individually piece out the swag bags and send those out. It was just like way too much of a hassle. So now what we do is just like direct shipping from retailers, just because it's so much easier, and you can have like tracking on it, and like if something goes wrong and the post office like loses it, I can just tell the retailer and they're like send out another one. Oh yeah, Sapper brings up a good point. You can zero it out, and then like add less, a smaller number if you don't want to put all your clubs in there. Okay, while we're waiting for that, we can do a little bit of talking about some stuff. So we've got some people in here. The stream project that we did before we started on Shazam was a Deathwing model. This is our Deathwing Belial model that's a cool custom miniature, and he's a true scale Marine. So if I were to hold him up next to one of Games Workshop's Marines, you can see that the Belial is much taller, like more of a true scale for your heroes. And I'm all about the true scale, I like it. And a lot of people expressed interest on like where to find this guy. So I did some searching because I bought this guy and the other Dark Angel guy, which you can see here in the bare resin. I bought them off of eBay, and so I finally found the seller, and I got into contact with them because they have a website. And since so many people expressed interest in it, he decided to do a little promotional thing with me. So I'll link you guys to his website. Where is it? There it is. So if you guys go over to CaptainCalicoMiniatures.co.uk, that's his website where you can see all of his really cool miniatures. And if you enter code JackClubs, you get 15% off of any model that you buy. And he's going to be running that promotion until December 31st of this year. So you have like a month and a half of 15% off of any of his products for the holiday season. And so, like I said, he's got this guy, which I'm using as my Belial. And I mean, like, this is a Games Workshop banner that I put on him so that he has the Belial banner. And, like, this is a Games Workshop Stormbolter and bits that I cobbled together to do a cool wrist-mounted Stormbolter. And then he's got this other Dark Angels guy with a Thunderhammer and Storm Shield, and he's also got some like Imperial Fist, Crimson Fist looking dudes. He's got some Ultramarines dudes, some Black Templar dudes, and some really cool Space Wolves. So if you're interested in having some true scale Space Marine heroes, you can look over there. Oh yeah, like separate. He's got like a Marnius Calgar like kind of guy. He's got like an Ultramarines Chapter Master kind of looking guy. He's got the Crimson Fist guy is pretty cool, or he can be Imperial Fist. I guess it just depends on how you paint him. And then he's got like I think like 5 or 6 different Space Wolves heroes that you can buy individually or as like a pack of like all of them, because I think the Space Wolves was his like passion, because those are like way cool. Was thinking about maybe getting a couple of those to paint on stream coming up. So if you want to go over there and check out that, he's going to be doing that promotion. And today after the stream, like I wanted to give the people on stream like a little bit of a head start on the promotion. So I talked about it last time, and we just talked about it now. And then after this stream, I'm going to put that information out on the Jack Club's Facebook page with the promo code and stuff. So that way, if like you don't want to do it right this second, you can reference back to the Jack Club's Facebook page for like the URL and the promo code if you're like waiting for the Christmas season to do some buying. That's where you can get some cool heroes. Oh, and this base is a Cyborg Miniatures base, because these guys don't come with bases. It's just the model, so you have to find a cool base. And these are the Lion Temple Ruins. It's like a statuary lion head. It's all like chipped and broken. These are from Cyborg. And I think the bot has been doing his job propagating stuff like Elric's Hobbies, and Pop Goes the Monkey over on Shapeways. I'll have to add some more commands so that he'll talk about Slowfuse's website as well. I keep forgetting to put that in there, but he's got a really nice website as well. Scotty No Nos just subscribed, or he resubbed for 2 months in a row.
Did you order anything?
Did I order anything?
Yeah.
Not today. Why?
Someone knocked on the door and I didn't want to open it.
Oh, well, you might want to see if it's like Amazon or something. Cool. Let's see, did he leave a message? What did it say? 2 months, yo. Yeah, 2 months. Appreciate that sub. Let's see. Trying to think. So we're pretty much done with Shazam. If there's anything I can kind of work on while we're waiting for the.
Let's do this while you wait.
Oh yeah. Oh, sweet. Thank you.
Yep.
Pretty sure this is just some Amazon stuff that I ordered. Stupid tape. That's one thing. I don't know why they pack that stuff in separate boxes. There's just another needle for the chrome, because like an idiot, I bent the needle on mine. I bent it back, and it's been working okay, but it hasn't been as kind of like laser accurate as it's supposed to be. Oop. Nah, Tico, not even. See if I can take this little dealie off here. There we go. Let's see, I should probably just take the time to clean this bad boy out. Move these little bits over. We need that. Where's my this stuff? Get my little airbrush pipe cleaner thingies. These little pipe cleaners are nice for when you need to do stuff like this. See all that junk coming out of there. Get that nice and clean. Scrubbed out. Doing the Grot Army for Adepticon. That'll be cool, man. I can't wait to see it. You'll have to make sure to find me when I'm there. Oh, wait, I need that part. This goes in there. I want to throw these away. The off chance that I might need them again, and just in case. Teeny tiny little nozzle. So I think that little nozzle is really the only thing I don't like about this particular airbrush, because on the Badger Patriot the needle is like really big and it's easy to keep track of, whereas this little bastard, you lose that little thing, you're fucked. Yeah. A good way to practice with your airbrush is to practice on like plastic like throwaway spoons and stuff. It's a really easy way to practice with the airbrush without, you know, like messing up any models or you know, spending a lot of money. It's a trick that I picked up from the scale model and gunpla side of our hobby. It's a really cheap way to like practice doing airbrush stuff without spending any money. Got all sorts of junk down in there. Yeah, see, like I just got that out of there. Should be good to go now. Wazing Seal, what's up, man? Big Rozzers in the house. We were just doing some airbrush maintenance. Got some replacement parts in the mail for the airbrush. So we were switching that out, making sure it was all clean. Because we pretty much finished with our painting project for today. And we're just kind of waiting for our giveaway to count down. So for any of you followers who just checked in, we're doing our 900 follower raffle. So if you want to get on that, get your tickets in. Got about 9 minutes left. Yeah, working like a dream. Not it's exclamation point tickets, space number of tickets. Oh, no worries, man. Don't worry about missing streams. We've just been working on our Shazam from Night Models. Got him finished up today. We had 900 followers today, so that was a big milestone. So we got him finished up. Got our cool LRX Hobbies base, some like city rubble. Put some water effects down there in the little area by that broken pipe so it looks nice and wet. So we've got him finished up. Be taking some studio photos of him tomorrow. I'll have those up on the Jack Club's website. I think I'm gonna do something a little bit different with our studio photos. Cause like I was looking back at our older photos when I had like when I would take studio photos with mood lighting instead of just like stark white, and I just like them so much more. Like I just think they look so much cooler. So I think what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take a couple with the white background, so that you can just see like every little teeny tiny detail of the painting, and then I'm gonna take a couple with the background and the mood lighting so that it just like I can have those as more of a display of the piece as a whole with like the thematic stuff going on as well. I just think it looks so much cooler. Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, I'm always very grateful of all the people that are helping the channel grow every day. We've been doing this for almost 8 months. I think it'll be 8 months at the end of November. And you know, I've enjoyed every second of it. It's been awesome. You know, I've had our ups and downs. You know, had to learn how to do this on the fly. So I'm just like really grateful that our community is so awesome, and that I've got friends on here that are other streamers that have been doing it longer, been able to helped me out figuring everything out in my early days. I'm still learning, branching out into to new and different stuff, like doing the YouTube stuff. So just always trying to get better every single day. And this other thing is just paper. It's just more of this this black construction paper that I use as a backing because I ran out and I've been having to reuse this one, so it's nice and dirty with all sorts of paint. In fact, I think I can go ahead and switch it out since we got time. Go ahead and open this up. I also ordered some more airbrush thinner, but I guess they decided to put that in a different box, which is stupid. Send me this like giant, like 6x8x3 box for my airbrush needle, which is like the size of a fucking like pencil case. Like, definitely don't need a box that big for that. And this one's smaller, but I don't think we're gonna have a problem. I'm sure that it'll still cover the whole frame. Oh yeah, it'll still cover the frame. It's quite a bit smaller. I wish I could I might have to go back to Home Depot to find that other size, but this will work. It'll definitely work for a good long while. Where do I want to put this? Just put it in this drawer. Have our Shazam on there with a nice clean background. Oh, that's great. I'm so glad that those paints are helping you get your stuff done, looking good. Which one did you get? Did you get the metallics? Is that the ones you got? Sent out a lot of scale 75 paint. I don't remember the exact bottles of who got what. I know I've sent out a lot of the metallics because people are like all about those metallics. So you got about 3 minutes left. A little over 3 minutes. So we got a lot of people in there. That's good to see. Kind of get everything set up for the tomorrow's worth of painting that I gotta do. I still gotta work on these Ultramarines commission. I got most of the line infantry done. You can see here's one of our Hellblasters. Got the Hellblasters done up to a nice tabletop standard, tournament standard. So I'm gonna do the bases. I left all the bases unpainted for right now. I'm gonna do all those at one go. But you can see our Hellblasters are looking nice and clean. And once I do the bases, we'll do a nice matte coat to take away all that's. You can see I use soft body black on our golds here, and that soft body black has a kind of shine to it. So when we matte coat these guys, the shine will go away. So let's see, what do I have left to do? I think I've got the lieutenants, the standard bearer, and the Gravis captain still need to be done. So you can see like got a bunch of dust on the base. I'll have to clean that off. Like our lieutenants are to about here, so they still need some work done. And then our Gravis captain It's just got his base coats on there because I was saving him for last. So I should be able to get that knocked out next week and finally get that commission done. Let's see. So what's next? That is a good question because I haven't really thought that far ahead. We're back again on Wednesday, and I'm not really ready to devote a whole lot of time on stream to painting Deathwing because we already painted the Belial like last week. So I've got this really cool scale 75 miniature, a nice like 75mm figurine that I got at Adepticon, and I still have not painted it yet, and I've been kind of itching to paint it. And so since we're kind of doing some like change of pace stuff on the stream here, I figured this might be cool. You can kind of look at him. Because Scale 75 not only makes really cool paints, they also make baller miniatures. So we've got this guy. You can see he's a big boy, Scale 75. So he comes, it's like this center torso with legs, and then he's got this arm here, with his hand on his holstered pistol, and then a big ol' shoulder pad that goes on like that, and then he's got this other arm with his cool rifle, very reminiscent of the pulse rifles from Alien, that he's kind of holding up in the air, and then he's got another big ol' shoulder pad, and then he's got his head that sits in like that, and a cool little Scale 75 metal base thing for him that's like some sci-fi decking stuff with their Scale 75 logo punched into it, which is cool. So he just kind of slots into it like that. I'll have to like tweak it a little bit, or we may not even use this. Just depends on how I want to have him displayed. But yeah, this is like a really cool model. Needs some cleanup because it's resin, so there's some little flash and like molding defects that need to get like cleaned up before we can put paint on him. But since this guy is like just all like, he's got all this really cool like plate armor with all this like other stuff in there, I thought what would be cool is for the armor itself, if we did like a airbrush camo pattern with like some masking tape to do like some triangular like sci-fi camouflage, and then just have like all this other stuff painted in to like break up that camo, and I think that would look really cool, like more of a realistic sci-fi than the more kind of like cartoony sci-fi that we see with 40K. Thought that might be a cool stream project, so might be working on him next. So I can get this guy like ready for paint by Wednesday, easy peasy. We can start working on him. Oh, that's a pretty tall order there, Big Rouser. I still need to finish my Typhus. I haven't put him on his base. Put this guy back in his box. It's been a long time since we've done a Scale 75 miniature on stream, because we did one of theirs on stream a while back, which was one of their kind of like dystopian future miniatures. I'm a little sad because his sword got busted in the move. He lost one of the Quillians, but this is one of Scale 75's miniatures. It's their Fallberg from some dystopian IP. I forget what it's called. But yeah, they're like a ton of fun to paint because you can just like go fucking wild with the airbrush and do almost everything on the model with just the airbrush. So it's a lot of fun. Yeah, I don't know about digital camo because I'd have to buy a stencil for that. And even if I bought one, I don't think I'd be able to get it in the mail by next Wednesday. Um, and I'm just not the fan of them. Like I can do some cool stuff with just the masking tape, like just making some shapes with masking tape. I bought that at the Scale 75 booth. They had all their miniatures out there. There was a ton of shit in the VIP bag though. I'm definitely gonna get that again this year. And like half of it I think I gave away on stream, and I parted it out and gave just like a ton of giveaways on the stream for a lot of that stuff. Because it's a massive amount of stuff that comes in that VIP bag. So yeah, I will for sure be doing the rounds at the vendor hall, getting all the deals and finding the cool stuff. Hopefully, some of the bigger guys have limited edition miniatures like they did last year. Because let's see, remember last year Corvus Belli had a couple of really awesome minis that were like event exclusive for Infinity, and those were really cool. I painted one of those on stream. The cool sniper character was a lot of fun to paint. We did a camo pattern on his cape that was a lot of fun. I know, right? Oh man, for anybody who hasn't been to Adepticon before, like you can buy a pass for the con, or you can upgrade to the what they call the VIG, or the Very Important Gamer. And there's like two tiers of that. So there's like the one, like the middle tier one, and there's like the Super Very Important Gamer, and like they upgraded me to the I bought the middle tier one, but they upgraded me to the higher one when I was there. And just the amount of stuff that you get, let's see, I'm trying to remember how much I paid for it. I think the pass plus the VIG upgrade was like 125 total. And then, I would modestly say that the retail price of all of the stuff that I got in that bag was probably between $300 and $400. Just the because I got a Citadel Ard case, which alone retails for like $90 to $100. Then I got the Rune Wars 2-player box set, which was like another $60, maybe $70. And then you just start adding in all of the extra stuff that comes in there, and then there's coupons where if you go to the vendor hall and present them with the coupon and ask them about their products, they'll just give you free shit. So yeah, I would say that all of the stuff that I got from that VIP bag was probably close to about $300 or $400 worth of stuff. Are you gonna be there too, Kalini? Man, it's gonna be awesome. There's gonna be so many cool people there that are coming this time around. I can't wait to meet everybody. It's gonna be great. I mean, last year I got to meet a ton of people. I got to hang out with Rob and Kenny and Jason and Juice and Mike Haspel. I met some people from the stream. I don't think, other than the Longwar guys, I don't think. Well, the Twinner guys were there, so I met them. But they're Longwar as well. So I think other than the Longwar guys, I didn't really meet any other streamers. I know Micho was there, but I didn't talk to him. I just kind of saw him in passing. I was like, oh, hey, it's Micho. I met a bunch of really cool painters, professional painters. Met the guy from Gray Matter Games. Gray Matter Design. I think it's GMM, Gray Matter Miniatures. I don't know. I met him. He's like a god tier painter. His shit's amazing. I met some guys from YouTube. I met Adam from Tabletop Minions or War. Oh my god, I'm so bad with names. Tabletop Minions. Yeah, I met Adam from Tabletop Minions. He does a lot of really cool videos. Alright, got your room booked and everything? Yeah. I'm gonna have to stay at a hotel that's like near the venue because the when the rooms for the Renaissance went on sale, it was at like that weird like middle of the month period where I wasn't able to like dump hundreds of dollars into a room reservation. So they went out like within 24 hours and I wasn't able to get one, but there's like a million hotels right around there that I can get a room at, no problem. Max Payne, what's up? Yeah, Great Matter Music. Yeah, he was really cool. Yeah, Uncle Adam. I got to talk to him for a little bit. That was really cool. He's a super nice guy. We kind of met at the little like beer cart out in the hallway, and we were just talking. And I was like, man, I was like watching your videos, talk about them all the time on my stream because I like your hobby philosophy stuff. So it was a lot of fun. It was super cool. Got to meet a lot of people from the big companies like Duncan from GW, and we got to meet the head of their rules writing staff from Games Workshop, and I got to meet Carlos from Corvus Belli, who's like super cool dude to talk to. So it's definitely the highlight of the hobby year, I would say. 2 thin coats? Yeah. Oh, so it's 8:08. Been talking, losing track of time. All right, cool. So I guess our thing ended like 8 minutes ago. So before I get out of here, let's roll the winner for our 900 follower giveaway. We've got pretty good entries, all sorts of tickets being entered. Let's see who won. Ready? 3, 2, 1, bam. Oh, I gotta close it. Okay, now we go. There we go. Scotty No-Nos. Scotty, you still in here? You better be in here. You guys know that I don't do AFK wins. There he is. What's up? Cool, congratulations. Gonna get that sweet hobby swag bag. Oh, goodies. Like I said, I don't really know what's gonna be in there. I'm gonna cherry pick some really cool stuff and have that sent out to you. So, oh, hey, what's up, Elric? How's it going? Came in like right at the end. I got Shazam on a nice Elric's Hobbies base. Worked out really nicely. Elric's Hobbies is going to be sponsoring a little local tournament that I'm running next month. Oh, and Elric did a cheer. Thanks for those bits. No, I don't have that, Scotty. So make sure you send that again, and make sure you put what you won in the whisper, so I don't forget. Yeah, man, I'm gonna be taking some studio photos of him tomorrow, and I'll make sure to email you some, and I'm gonna put them up on the Jack Club's Facebook page as well. I'm gonna try to, if I can, okay, so let me show a picture real quick. So if you look at that picture, that is one of the Alex Ross paintings of the DC Universe guys, and the model was sculpted like his artwork, and you can see how like amazingly beautiful and realistic that painting is. So I think what I want to try to do for like the mood lighting picture, like the thematic picture of this model, is I want to try to like do something kind of like that with like the super stark black background where he's kind of like top lit and has the like super iridescent like yellow and white where it's like almost oversaturated with the white light. That's kind of what I want to be doing, just so you can get an idea of what I was working with. Oh, they're gonna have miniatures. I'm gonna have to check out Night Models because this is the first one that I painted, and I really enjoyed painting it. I like how big it was, and I like the detail. I don't know if I'm gonna get into the Batman game, but I might definitely pick up some more of their models because I really enjoyed doing like a superhero miniature. So if I can find, I know they have a couple of different sculpts for Batman. So if I can find, I saw they had one that was sculpted like Frank Miller's Batman, and if I could find that, I would definitely paint that. That would be a ton of fun. And I was saying earlier they have a Black Adam, so since I have more of these bases, I would like to get the Black Adam and put him on another base so that I can have them kind of like squaring off, since he's like the number one, like he's the rival to Shazam. That would be cool. So I'll have to check it out because it's been a lot of fun painting these. Just as a fun, like, I want to paint something that's not 40k. Like, I would definitely paint more of them. So that might be a good place for me to like get some of their models is at Adepticon. I'll have to like put that on my little list. All right, cool. So I got the Whisper from Scotty No Nos. Cool. All right, so that is time for today. We're actually a little bit over. That's okay. All right, so let's find somebody to host. Okay, here's somebody we don't host very much. All right, guys and gals, that's it for today. Like I said, we'll be back on Wednesday at our normal time, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Central Time. And we're going to be working on our Scale 75 miniature. That's what we'll do. I've decided. We're going to work on that. We're going to be doing some really cool stuff with that. And I'll be doing some updates on stream as I'm working on the Dark Angels and stuff. And then, like, if we need to, when we get closer to January, where I need to get all those guys finished up, we'll devote some stream time to it, so you can work on them there. We're gonna throw a host over to Gamer Dad NC because he's painting some stuff, and I don't think I've hosted him before. So let's go give him a nice raid, like normal. Wait for the host to go through, and then jump over to his channel so the raid is nice and big. And spam with those Jack Clubs emotes if you got them. C175, thanks for that follow. I really appreciate it. We're gonna get out of here. I will see you guys on Wednesday.